Hello and welcome. My name's Fiona Marie Ellis, coach, author, mentor, and trainer, helping you to release, reset, and rebuild for an aligned future. Welcome to Activating the Magic, day 21, into the homeward stretch now. And today is all about our magnificent outcomes, magical outcomes. We're going to again be utilizing all of the momentum that we've built up until this point. So for those of you who've joined me all the way from day 0, congratulations, welcome. I'm really impressed with you. I really want to acknowledge you for the effort that you're putting into your own personal mindset and proactively choosing gratitude each and every day. I trust you are also noticing the momentum starting to build. We've had days that we're calling in. We've spent all of that time yesterday in the heart magic. And today we're going to utilize that heart magic again. And for the rest of the magical practices, really tapping into it, breathing in that energy, expanding that heart field of gratitude. And today we're going to focus on our magical outcomes. So you say grace before meals, all right, but I say grace before the concert and the opera, and grace before the play and the pantomime, and grace before I open a book, and grace before sketching, painting, swimming, fencing, boxing, walking, playing, dancing, and grace before I dip the pen in the ink. G.K. Chesterton, who was a writer. We want a good outcome of everything we do, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. However, some people go into the activity either expecting the worst, which is a bit strange, or just hoping. So if we're hoping, there's a certain level of expectation that it may go one way or it may go the other way. When we understand how the brain works, we talk a lot in coaching that our internal world is what is reflected in our external world. So you can't experiencing anything in your external world unless first you believe it in your internal world. So if what you're seeing in your external world is something you don't want consciously, it means that somewhere in your internal world, it is still something you're expecting. So one of my clients and I always joke about this. She says, I didn't want that outcome. And I said, yes, but the strategy worked. Just because the strategy was for a sardine lemon cake and you think you want a chocolate lemon cake, then you need to adjust the strategy. You need to adjust what's in your unconscious mind. Because if you're unconscious, if what you believe internally is that all you deserve is a sardine lemon cake, that's what you're going to keep getting. Now that doesn't sound very appealing to me, but think about it. If you go into a relationship and you always expect relationships to fail, then chances are that relationship is going to fail. If you buy a lotto ticket always expecting to lose, you're probably going to find that you lose a lot of the time. What would be the purpose of even buying it if you're expecting to lose? And there's so many situations out of our physical control that we face every single day. Maybe it's a meeting with an employer, maybe it's a job interview, maybe it is a relationship or an interaction with a child or a child's teacher, something that's happening in your day-to-day life you cannot guarantee the outcome of. And to shortcut it, anything that involves other people, you cannot guarantee the outcome of. Even if it's just you involved, you can influence the outcome. But there will always come a point when you may or may not get the ideal outcome that you are expecting. Sometimes it is just adjusting you to give you something greater in the long term. And we've all had that happen where we thank God for unanswered prayers. You know, if we just had that one thing and then later in hindsight, it turns out better. But today we're going to be looking at how do we influence those outcomes. So we did a practice a few days ago about giving gratitude, running the process of our day first in our mind, seeing it work out as an ideal day in our mind, and then being grateful for it before it happens, and then noticing how much more likely it is that our ideal day does turn out the way we want it to. When we can feel the gratitude for the experience before it happens, then we are far more likely to get the experience that we want. Okay, so we don't want to hope. There was something here. The hoping for a good outcome or situation doesn't actually activate the law of attraction, because hoping usually comes from a place of lack. So we tend to attract more of the not having than the having. Gratitude triggers the vibration, the match to what we do want. It's like gratitude opens the door. Hope puts us where we can see it, but gratitude opens the door and lets it into our reality. And that's what we're going to trigger today. And there's some really beautiful examples in the book. It's like the pilot doesn't hope the law of physics will keep working. They expect the law of physics to keep working when they're flying. So if you want magnificent outcomes in everything you do, then you have to use the law that governs the outcomes, which is the law of attraction. And this has been the law of vibration. This is the like attracts like laws of our universe that are being noticed and studied in quantum physics and tested all over the place, where things that are like each other will magnetize to each other. Okay, so this is about being grateful before we do something. So what we're going to do today, it's focusing on the things that you can't control, or you think you're hopeful will go well in the past. Today we're going to learn how to expect them to go well. If you've got anxiety, for example, this is an amazing practice to do, because anxiety tends to be where we imagine a situation and focus on the worst case scenario. We imagine all the things that could go wrong. It's worrying, it's wishing for what we don't want to happen. Then we feel a level of fear, of trepidation, of doubt, of upsetness because of all the things we think might go wrong. And statistically, those things aren't any more likely to go wrong than it is to go right. But when we focus on what could go wrong, we become a vibrational match to everything that could go wrong. And then unsurprisingly, it often does. Okay, that's the anxiety strategy. So if you want to break that strategy, you want to have the optimism gratitude strategy, which is spending the same amount of time you would worrying about the things that could go wrong, and instead really focusing that time on all the things that could go right, on how that situation could turn out ideal, on how that situation could turn out good for you, good for others, and good for the greater good. That's really the energy we want to bring into today's practice, because the more we can see it having a great resolution, it's something I talk to my clients about. What is an outcome of the meeting that you would be grateful for even before you get into the meeting? I mean, the fact is you're having the meeting, which means there is an outcome that can go well. It is that simple. You're, planning that holiday. If you're planning a holiday, you don't plan all the things that are going to go wrong for it. You plan how it's going to go well, all the things that could go really well. It doesn't always turn out that way, but the law of averages, or the law of attraction, is more likely to attract those good things to you. Okay, so where we're going through today, where am I? There's a few different steps. So at the beginning of today, do your 10 blessings as with every day. I loved writing mine out today. Really was feeling it. Had my cuppa. It was such a beautiful day of blessings today. And then what you're going to do is choose 3 things or situations that are important to you where you want magnificent outcomes. So for example, it could be even as simple as you want magnificent outcomes in going to the shops. You want no lines. You want a magnificent outcome in kind customers all day. So if you're still working, if you're front end, you want a magnificent outcome in kind customers. If you've got an appointment, if you've got a health appointment, you want a magnificent outcome that the results are good for you, good for others, and good for the greater good. Same with work, interviews, things like that. It could be something, even collecting the mail. Like, it could be something that you're applying for. It could be something that are normal and humdrum. So when we are working with the magic, when we are working with gratitude power and learning to trust in this process, the process works. It's our level of trust in it that will affect and influence how well we work it. I trust that makes sense. So you can start with something small. So first of all, pick 3 kind of average humdrum activities. So your regular drive, going shopping, see yourself finding toilet paper. I'm recording this in March 2020. Really see something working out well in your favor, okay? And pick those 3 things. And then you're going to write down this morning Thank you for the magnificent outcome as if it's already happened. So thank you for the magnificent outcome of free-flowing traffic on my way to the shops this morning. Thank you for the magnificent outcome of no queues at the supermarket, no queues at the chemist. Thank you for the magnificent outcome of that meeting with my boss going really well. So see the end of it just as we've practiced. And thank you, thank you, thank you. So 3 basic exercises, 3 basic things that you're going to do each, today as you go about your day. And thank you, thank you, thank you at the end. Now, as you're going about your day, so you're going to do that in the morning. You're going to choose 3 that you're going to anticipate. You're going to 3 things you're going to have to do today, and really visualize them going really well. It's like we're going to rehearse them successfully. There's been really great studies. We always said practice makes perfect, but actually it's perfect practice makes perfect. There have been amazing studies where they've tested people practicing like shooting basketball on the court with a ball, and people that have practiced visualizing just in their mind, not on a court, not touching a ball, visualizing the perfect shot. And the results have been astounding. The people that visualized the perfect shot got as good or better results than the people who'd been practicing in reality. Fascinating. Go find those studies. Really, really interesting. So you want to see it happening perfectly. But then as you go through today, just choose 3 unexpected events. So you've got the 3 that you plan, and then just 3 things that happen where perhaps like you don't see it coming, but you know that there is a duration of time. So you didn't know you had to take that phone call. You didn't know I was helping my dad with putting a TV aerial up. So I was imagining it going smoothly. So I was imagining it just working how it was meant to work, and eventually it did. So needed a lot of visualization, that one. But take 3 unexpected events, and each time, just before you go into it, close your eyes, mentally say and feel, thank you for the magnificent outcome of and see it ending really well. So maybe it's a phone call. Maybe you see, we've all done it, the phone rings, you see the number ringing and you're like, oh God, this could end badly. Say thank you for the magnificent outcome of this phone call, and then answer the phone and feel it going well. So feel gratitude before you pick up the phone, before you open the letter, before you have to make that unexpected errand to the shops, even before you start cooking a meal, something that's happening, before you help the kids with the homework, whatever it happens to be. There's unexpected things every single day that you realize you have to do. It's taking that time to pause before you do it, giving gratitude, feeling gratitude, imagine it going to an ideal, good for you, good for others, good for the greater good outcome, then proceeding with the task. So that's the exercise for today. 3 that you can plan and 3 that are just unexpected. And each time, feel that gratitude. So if you want to strengthen it, use the heart magic exercise we did yesterday. When you're seeing the phone call, just thank you for the magnificent outcome of this phone call. It all goes smoothly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And allow yourself to feel the gratitude and then expand that over the outcome, over the exercise or the activity, okay? At the end of the day, holding your magic rock, finding that one best thing that happened to you today. What was it? Yesterday for us, it was watching the full moon rise. It was such an incredible experience, so beautiful to be connected and watch that as an experience. What's your one thing? What's your most wonderful, best thing that happened to you today? Find it, feel the gratitude for it, feel how blessed you are to have that thing in your life, and be ready to go for the next experience and really expanding that gratitude to every area of your life. So, trust this is fun. Enjoy. Take care of you, take care of others, and take care of the greater good. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.